Okay. Hello everyone. So this is the next lecture series, which is based on a chapter of class 12 physical chemistry. The name of the chapter is chemical kinetics. Okay. Chemical kinetics. Now, when I'm saying kinetics, okay, definitely one thing will pop up in your mind: time. Time. So time, and since we are dealing with chemistry, chemical systems like chemical reactions. So we will measure. So this is a chapter of measurement of a kinetics, that is rate, rate of any system, rate of a chemical reaction. Okay. The reaction follows few things. Actually. Number one, when we are talking about a reaction, so the reaction must be thermodynamically favorable. Must be thermodynamically favorable. Definitely, it has to be. It has to be. Okay. Okay. Number two. Now, thermodynamic feasibility. How far means how much extent the reaction can be thermodynamically feasible. How far it can be. Okay. Number three. If the mechanism of the reaction we know, if the mechanism is known, if the mechanism is known, then what is the kinetics? Then what is the kinetics? That means for a general reaction, what we have? We have a reactant and we convert it to the product, right? Now this reactant to product conversion, if we know that how the product is formed from the reactant, then we easily know the mechanism and the thermodynamic feasibility of that. But how much the product is formed and that is required, how much reactant and what is the time of completion of this reaction, is everything will be in the part of this chemical kinetics, in this part of chemical kinetics. So what is the major point we need to remember before going to this kinetics, this kinetic thing of a chemical reaction? Okay. First, what we need to know, the reaction, the reaction, the chemical reaction basically. Okay. Number two, the reaction is written in time independent stoichiometry. Time independent stoichiometry. What is this? This is what, that how we write a reaction. We write a reaction, normal reaction, in normal case we write a reaction in time independent stoichiometry. That means AA plus BB will give you CC. These coefficients are stoichiometry and they are time independent stoichiometry. Okay. Namaste. So these two things is by choice from now. By choice. By choice. Next. But every reaction we can monitor experimentally also. Correct? Now when we monitor a reaction experimentally, the thermodynamics can be monitored by theoretically also. But only the kinetics of a reaction can be measured in experimentally. Okay? So experimental study of kinetics. Experimental study of kinetics. Correct? Experimental study of kinetics. And number two, when you tell a kinetics of something, then what gives you? It gives you the rate, because rate of the reaction. So the experimental study of rate expression. Rate expression. Okay. So this is what? This is calculated experimentally. This is calculated experimentally. Number 6. When we determine a mechanism, let's say you are giving a mechanism, mechanistic pathway. That mechanism, when we are saying, that mechanism is called the plausible mechanism of the reaction. That's why the theoretical interpretation of a mechanism. Theoretical interpretation of mechanism. Okay? And what we do? We can experimentally, since we can determine the rate expression also, theoretically also we can determine the rate expression. So the rate expression from theory we match with experiment. These together are theoretical. Okay, we match with experiment. Now when we match with experiment, and if it matches, then what we can say? That our observation of the mechanism of the corresponding reaction and the rate of the reaction is same. Okay, and at that point we get a clear idea about the rate of the reaction. Okay, now this rate of the reaction is a very diverse field. The people worked on that. Okay. So when we are saying in 1922, there was a scientist named T.D. Donder. Okay. In 1922, what he did, he gave, by some experimental thing and experimental observation and his theoretical aspect, what he said, that for a reaction, he said in 1922, T.D. Donder, he said, for a reaction, for any general reaction, you have a product, reactant, and that reactant you are converting to the product. Correct? So, not for all the time, let's say it takes some time t, but for a moment, between that 0 to t, between that time, let's say you are stopping the reaction. So, what you will get? You will find out that not all the reactants are converted to the product, but the few amount of reactants are converted to the product. So that the amount of conversion of the product, what the amount of the reactant is converted to the product, that is called the extent of the reaction. And he defined an expression of the extent of a reaction. That extent of the reaction means that how much the reaction has proceeded. How much the reaction has proceeded. So, and this is defined by eta, and definitely it is dependent on the time, definitely is equal to Ni, I'm coming to each term, at t minus Ni0 divided by mu I. Okay, what are these expressions? This is the extent of the reaction. Okay. Now mu I is basically stoichiometry stoichiometry of ith species. Ni is number of moles of ith species at time t, and Ni0 is number of mole of a species initially, that means at time equal to 0. So the number of change in the mole divided by the stoichiometry, and this is called the extent of the reaction. Okay, since this is also moles and this is also moles, so definitely it will cancel out. So this T, extent of reaction, is independent on the nature of the species. Independent on the nature of the species. SPECIES, species. Independent on the nature of the species. Okay. Now let's represent a reaction. How will we represent a reaction? Let's say there is a reaction. Okay. There is a reaction where your reactants are converting to the product. For any reaction, we will talk about any reaction. Okay. So first component nu1 R1 plus nu2 R2 plus nu3 R3 plus dot 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 will be equal to nu1 prime P1 plus nu2 prime V2 plus dot 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 dot. So this is a general representation of a reaction. Reactants are there and products are there. Okay. Now, what is nu I? Nu I is the stoichiometry of reactants, and nu I prime is stoichiometry of products. Stoichiometry of the products. Okay. Awesome. Now, what we can write here? We can take this one to this side. Okay, let's do that. Or this one to this side. Anything what we can do. Okay, let's do that. Can we write nu1 prime P1 plus nu2 prime P2 plus dot 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 minus of nu1 P R1 plus nu2 R2 plus dot 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 will be equal to 0. Can do that. Okay. Or see, this is also a stoichiometry, this is a species. This is a stoichiometry, this is a species. So can we write here summation over I nu I ai will be equal to 0. Summation over I nu I ai will be equal to 0. Okay. Now, this is what? This gives you the law of conservation of mass. This talks about the law of conservation of mass. So for any reaction, your reactants and products will have same stoichiometry here. Now, let's look at for a particular reaction. If we talk about for a particular reaction, what we can write, already given by Dondale, nu t eta t is equal to nit minus ni0 divided by nu I. Correct? Okay. Now let's just do some rearrangement, or what we can do here, nit is equal to ni0 plus nu I eta t. Correct? Okay. Now this reaction is done at constant volume. And we divide by volume in both hands, both sides. We can divide the volume both sides. What we can do? Or NI T by V will be equal to Ni0 by V plus nu I by V eta T. Okay, eta T. Let's come it here. Okay, next one. Now what is this? Number of moles by volume. Number of moles by volume. So what is this? This is nothing but the concentration. Concentration. So we can write concentration of the ith component. Concentration of ith component at T is equal to T, which is equal to concentration of the ith component at T equal to 0 plus what we can write? Nu I by V eta T. Eta T. Now differentiating both sides with respect to time. You all know differentiation, right? So differentiating both sides with respect to time, because since we are talking about the rate, so what is the rate of the reaction is nothing but the change in concentration with respect to time. So what we will get here, differentiating both sides, we will get di by dt will be equal to di by dt, but this is constant, so this will be 0. This is constant, right? This is constant. The initial concentration is the constant, right? Plus, so nu I is a constant because it's a stoichiometry. So what we will have? ddt of, just a second, ddt of what we have? Eta T by V. Correct? Eta T by V. Okay. Let's take this eta T by V as eta prime T. Okay. Eta prime T. Okay. So what we can say, or di by dt is equal to nu I ddt of eta prime T. Eta prime T. Say this is okay. Acha. Now next one. Next step. So let's just little bit do a modification here. Not modification, just here, or just putting it here. ddt of eta prime T is equal to 1 by nu I di by dt. So what is this? This is the extent of the reaction, correct? This is the extent of the reaction, and the extent of the reaction we are using a time derivative. Extent means what? Extent means what? Extent means, let's say you are going from one point to another point. Let's say the concentration is going from this point to this point. So this is the extent. This is the eta T. This is the extent. Okay. Now when you do an extent means in terms of physics, it is, you can think about displacement. Now when you do an extent, differentiate an extent with respect to time, what you get? You get velocity. And here the velocity of the reaction you get, and that is called the rate of the reaction. So this is basically the velocity of the reaction. This is the velocity of the reaction, or I can term it as a rate of the reaction. Velocity of the reaction or the rate of the reaction. So what is this rate? This is defined by V, and this is nothing but d eta prime T by dt, which is equal to 1 by nu I di by dt. Di by dt. Okay. Now this is the rate. This is the rate equation. Okay. So let's write it here beautifully. Let's write it here. Okay. Let's write it here. So this, what we get? The rate is equal to 1 by nu I, 1 by nu I di by dt. Okay, this is the rate of the reaction. Rate of the reaction. Okay. Acha. Now, this rate of, when we talk about the rate of the reaction, then what we will say? We will say that for reactant, for reactant, for reactant, this I decreases with time. Decreases with time. Correct? For reactant, this I decreases with time. So what we can say? The rate in terms of reactant is minus of 1 by mu I di by dt. But for products, for products, this I increases with time. Increases with time. So the rate is plus 1 by mu I di by dt. Clear? Very simple. Okay. So this is the general rate expression for any chemical reaction, and which is was given by T.D. Donder in 1922. Now, this was the formal introduction of the rate of the reaction. Next, we will talk about in details about this rate of the reaction, and more on, we will discuss one by one important topics which were there in chapter. Okay.